My Viddly Van and Melonine, and well met indeed. I'm Adrian, and welcome back to Middle-earth as we continue on as the Woodland realm. Can we throw in any more different types of voice accents into that introduction? I think not. Now, something which is totally random, and I'm going to start with, is just then, because I've recently changed the way that I recorded, like 4 or 5 months ago, as you all know, with this streaming software that I brought in for the live streams, I've been able to turn up the volume of the game in my own headset and then turn it down using the software rather than fiddling around with the sound settings. So now you can see it's up at 100%, etc. And all of that is just a fun way of telling you that there's an ambient sound of crows crowing in the background, which I did not know. All these years, never knew that. So that was rather interesting. Anyway, we're playing as the Woodland Realm, and once that tangent's out of the way, we can actually see what we did. Last time we fought at the quite possibly my favourite battle map in the entire game, Dane's Halls. What a fun battle that was, with the towers raining hellfire down upon our enemy as they try to enclose upon the gate of Dane's Halls. We'll probably be fighting there for another turn or so as we just bolster our army with some reinforcements. We've got reinforcements coming from Torfelin, the Arrow Forest, and we've got some coming from Thranduil's Halls themselves, which are the better ones, because there's some Elder Council and Maithorith Hewar. They're all coming to support our little beleaguered force in Dane's Halls. Now, the question I posed last time was, what should we do with the Woodland Realm campaign? And overwhelmingly... Oh, we are on end turn, so I should do that first. Overwhelmingly, the response from the majority of you was get to 20 regions, which is our victory condition, and then call it a day. I am more than happy with that, personally. Chiefly because our enemies after Mordor... So one of the options, of course, is to delete Mordor. So use the cheat commands to just kill Mordor off, see who takes over Mordor. So let's essentially run a simulation that the ring has been destroyed. Frodo succeeded, Middle-earth rejoices. What actually would happen? But the problem with that, though, is then once we've reached our 20... regions to get our victory conditions anyway. The campaign would then end anyway, but our only real enemies are the last few dabblings of Moria, who that at the moment are being handled quite nicely by the powerful High Elves and the re-powerful, if you will, forces of the Anduin, because of course the Anduin have now been saved by me quite firmly, quite well. They're taking you to Harrowdale. Edoras has fallen. I wonder if Rohan has fallen with them. Dum is under siege, Mistrand is under siege. Ah, dear. But anyway, the Vale have been protected by me from Dol Guldur, and I've saved... We formed a wonderful little triumvirate of Anduin, Woodland Realm, and Dale, and we took down Dol Guldur really quite nicely. I really enjoyed having allies help me in that battle. But the knock-on effect of that, of course, is that the Anduin then becomes quite powerful. And so whilst Moria has claimed some lands to the western bank of the Anduin, the forces of the Anduin are swiftly reclaiming them. Lower Gladden has fallen to Khazad-dûm. I'm fairly certain that Gladden Fields yet has fallen back to the Anduin. I'm not sure about the Upper Vales. That's currently Moria. No, it's currently Gundabad, actually. So Gundabad have taken up there. Oh, no, that is Moria. Sorry, what am I saying? That is Moria. So Moria still have a couple of regions on this side, but as you'll note, the Anduin are now knocking on the doors of Goblin Town itself. So we don't really have a threat there. We're going to defeat Gundabad in our upcoming actions anyway, so Gundabad is a guaranteed defeat. That only really leaves Rune, and I don't think there's really enough of a reason or a purpose or a point to attacking and taking on Rune at this stage. I don't think it would yield wildly interesting results. So if Mordor were to be defeated, we don't really have an enemy anyway without backstabbing those around us. And whilst I am fond of backstabbing people around me, I like to do it where there's purpose and there's some sort of in-game lore reason. So not necessarily a Tolkien lore reason, but a lore reason that might have come about through actions within the campaign. Like, I don't know, Dale have wronged us somewhere, they've taken a region that should have been ours, but actually they allowed us to buy Amun Lank without any trouble. They've protected our eastern border, the Anduin have protected our west. It would be very against the run of play of this campaign to betray one of them. So, very, very long-winded way of saying, once we reach our 20 region requirement, I will do a vote for what we should do next. And in uncharacteristic Galu style, I am going to include basically every single nation except the Ardenaim and except the Woodland Realm will be on that vote. As with all votes before it as well, you can vote for more than one thing, so please do. It's proportional representation at a very, 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 very small microcosm, but it's a way to show you why it's good. Because whilst you may not, let's say, I don't know, I'm pulling two names out of my hat. Let's say Mordor and Moria are the two top voted factions, and everyone wants either Mordor or Moria. But you really want Dol Amroth, and Dol Amroth have maybe 5 votes. Mordor or Moria have got 2,000. There is no way Dol Amroth is going to win. So then by voting more than once, you are then given the power to say, well, I don't want either of the two that are going to win, but as one of them is going to win, I can at least put my, I will prefer one of them over the other one, so I can at least put my vote in for that. So please do, make sure to vote for more than one. Now the vote won't come until we have actually won this campaign, and we have got 6 more regions left to get. So it is my hope that with this episode and with the live stream on Saturday, that should probably almost see us to the end, or maybe a couple more episodes after that. So you've got another few weeks of the Woodland realm, so we're not going anywhere just yet. But the aim of all of this, of course, is just to try and stop us fighting against Mordor in 2 campaigns. That is my ultimate goal. And I think we'll be able to achieve that quite nicely. But Gundabad has now besieged us for 2 turns, which suggests to me that they don't think they'll take the city if they attack. So they're going to try and siege us out instead, which is a bit of a pain. But they haven't got a wildly ranged army. Always when you're playing as the elves, you've got to watch out for enemy range. Because whilst the elves are fantastic archers, they don't actually have particularly good anti-archer skills. We're not heavily armoured, for example, and armour's a good one for arrows. Of course, archers don't have shields, so when the enemy army has a lot of archers, we need to worry. When they've got hardly any, like Captain Shagrath, we should go and knock on their door before they kill too many of us in the siege. So let's do that. Also, I tweaked the microphone down a little bit, down a touch. I reduced the gain by 5 points, which stops it now reaching into the red colours. And instead, I'm just about hitting the low yellows. Now, interestingly, this Yeti X has been fantastic. And one of the key and really helpful things about it is it has a colouring system for the level of your voice on the microphone that updates live. So as I'm speaking to you, some green, yellow and red lights, although the red is remarkably rare, which is where we want it now. Some green, yellow and red lights are flashing off and on around the edge of the microphone, telling me how loud or quiet my voice is. And that's really, really handy. So I've been very chuffed with this little microphone. And once again, Yeti did not pay me to say that. I've just really liked it. It's been very useful. Here we are, however, going to be let down by the Danes Hall's map because we start miles away from our enemy. So if everyone can get as near to the gate as possible, it saves us a little bit of time. Let's get right stuck up in there, son. There it is. There she rides. Okay. The enemy is already basically as far back as they can go, but they haven't got any siege, and as we've already touched upon, they've got hardly any archers, so we're not worried about that. In terms of our own archers, let's take our low-tier horde first. Move them in a nice long line. And then we've got the middle tiers with two middle tier units, although they're both very low in size, and then the elites there. We've got the cavalry archers, who, to be honest, I would really like to just get killed off. Their purpose today, we're never going to be able to retrain them, and there's just no point to them. Similar with the Maithrithoar, both those and the Elder Council will be replaced when our reinforcing armies arrive, so we won't worry about them. Now, in speaking of the vote, though, when it does come around at the end of this, I will put in some AGO stuff. Something many of you have requested is to play the AGO sub-mod, which is it called Advanced Gameplay Overhaul, I think? But I am keen to play that. Generally speaking, I'm not that bothered with sub-mods, because the whole purpose of my channel, since the creation, was to sell DaC itself. And so if sub-mods wanted to sell themselves, they can do so. But I'm tempted to play the AGO, and I will pop some AGO factions in the vote, because the person who created AGO is now one of the main modders for Divide and Conquer. And so I think it's very handy to see what work has gone on by him already, to get an idea of what then the future of DaC might look like. And so I think that is quite a good idea. Also because, of course, at the moment, Divide and Conquer's main factions to be overhauled before version 5 releases, the Reunited Kingdom, the Dunlendings, Moria, and Khand, none of those are ready yet. And Dunland are the next one in line anyway. I'm not all that bothered about playing as Dunland, so I'd happily play AGO in the interim, and I think it would be good just to see the difference. Once something a little more substantial goes into the work completed list that I still have access to, very kindly, thanks to the modding team, I will do a developer diary Although maybe the name of that should change. But no, I think for continuity it shouldn't. I should probably just disclaimer at the start of each one that I'm no longer a developer, but for the sake of continuity and to help DaC reach the audience it reached, already reaches, I'm going to continue using the same name. Right, now we have so many archers here that as soon as we start threatening the enemy with ranged fire, they will almost certainly move to hit us. They're not just going to stand there and take it. So we've got to watch out for that. But they do have fairly good range, actually, particularly on the Black Shield archers. 200 meters, as is only 180. So we will actually be outranged by their 4 archer units. But we are elves, and we are more accurate than they are as a standard. And we also do more damage, I think. Do we do more damage? Missile attack of 6, Black Shield archers. Oh, the same. Oh, that's good. Right, what my gut instinct is that Legolas and those will be able to shoot. Yeah, there we are. Which will then draw the enemy in. And look at that. They've wasted the Black Shield archers. The entire lot has gone down. Also, I'm hoping that we're close enough to the towers that if the enemy does get close, yes, the towers will fire off as well. It's just going to be a massacre today. You'll note, of course, there's no general leading this Gundabad army. So they don't have... Oh, that's odd. The sprite hasn't been... Oh, no, the sprite just uses the white WAG model. That's interesting. That's interesting. Interesting. Of course, yesterday we finished the Battle for Middle-earth episode, and I apologise for the brief cut in sound at 41 minutes and 23 seconds. But I'm not bothered about making money on YouTube. Never have been. It's a nice addition that YouTube gives me a little bit of money for the time that I put in, but I've never been about the money. But what does irk me is that I spend 40 minutes playing a game, trying to be entertaining for you all, creating some sort of narrative, and then all my hard work, I could even not monetize that video, but because of a 15-second snippet of a song being picked up whilst Elrond was talking, that video will then be monetized by YouTube. I will have no control over where the adverts are placed or how many are placed, so it could have 50 adverts for all I know. I mean, that's an extreme example, but when you get a copyright notice like that, YouTube takes complete control of ads on that video. And also then, all of any funds made from that video, any features, any income from that video is then all paid to the company who holds the rights to that 15-second snippet of song. And that just really does not sit well with me from a moralistic point of view, really. I would rather the video just not be monetized at all, but as I say, once a copyright claim is made, something that many of you may not know, YouTube just takes over control of advertising that video. Even if you tell them, I do not want monetization on this video, if they detect copyrighted material, it is then their decision whether or not they monetize it. And of course they're going to monetize it. What that basically means is you've chosen not to monetize this, but because we found that some of this content belongs to someone else, we're going to monetize it on their behalf and claim the money. Because YouTube wants every video monetized. Of course they do, because they take a cut of all the income. So, and that's why if I do ever get a copyright strike, I think no, unless it's a really severe one, like the whole video has been flagged as copyright, I just think no, I'm not gonna get YouTube to pay you money for me spending 40 minutes of my life creating this video. And I hope you won't all begrudge me that. But I thought I'd just make a mention of it because 2 of the Battle for Middle-earth videos had moments where I cut them out, and one video actually I decided not to cut out the offending article. And that's what then led me on to learn that even though I told it don't monetize it, YouTube still does and puts ads in, and it just disappointed me a lot. So I thought if I ever come across that situation again, I will try and cut out the offending moment, and then I can then decide not to monetize it if I want. But I'd like it to be my choice and not... Oh, sorry, copyright info, copyright claim, so we're just going to make all the money on this. I hope you don't mind. But anyway, there we are. The battle itself, we've killed an awful lot of them, but we have lost a fair few of our own. The Wargs have done a lot better than one would have hoped. They've been involved. They've been involved a lot more than I would have liked. But something that we definitely need to do is stop the enemy fighting us in melee. So I think we're going to go on a bit of a run. And try and run all of the archers away. Like, those Paleorix are about the only real ground force of Gundabad that can be a threat. So if we can isolate them and just get them killed off with a overwhelming volley of arrow fire. That would be very nice indeed. Well, hey, and down they go. Right, now, if all of you could please come out of this group, be in defensive mode, and target those. Come out of the group, target those, defensive again. And once again, if we try and run the melee forces away, because that large grouping is all they've got left, really, so we can just get that killed off. There we are. 86%, and yet they fight on. Gundabad really are such great fighters. They just go to the end. Oh, the Wogs just snuck around the wall. Did you see that? Hiding off in the distance, and then they've just popped their heads up. Disappointing. The last few are dying off, but they've still got Black Shield archers firing at us. Legolas, you have arrows.
In our favor. Victory will be ours.
If you still have arrows left, come and target these chaps. Did we lose our cavalry? Oh no, they're still alive. Archers are the only thing still fighting. Oh, those ones are routing, leaving only the Black Shield. Get the Snow Orcs, they're routing, so it is now only the Black Shield. 17 remain. Oh, I haven't really done this battle close up, have I? Just a shame. Not gotten to show off the visuals of the game. In we come. That's got to be them running. Oh, come on, just break and run. Your captain died ages ago. Oh, there we go. Now they're out of arrows. They've decided they're not going to win it. Yes, 388 is a bit of a loss, though, actually, isn't it?
Let all who remember this day
400.
Remember it as the day of our...
Legolas is just too good. He's just too good. Fear no darkness. I really, really like this song. Adrian von Ziegler at his finest. I listen to this song in so many different circumstances in life. But generally speaking, at points in my life where I'm anxious, if that song comes on, it always just lifts me. It's just I really like that song. I don't know why. Gundabad dying off before the walls of Dane's halls. Captain DaC V5, he's not got anything that's going to threaten us. But as I say, we will stay here until the reinforcements can come north, which will actually be right now, won't it? Because they've all just trained. Oh no, look, you've got another turn. I mean, ideally you've got another 3 turns. Interesting that the Elder Council, I didn't retrain that one, and instead I'm training a new one. Why don't you train those 2 archers and hold the archers as your garrison? Because I could really do with more melee forces in the army. So we'll start the run north. Nothing's really going on in the middle. We've got loads of money and almost nowhere is building anything. So let's just spend a little bit of time going around the kingdom. So Torfilin, you might as well go military, I suppose. You're close enough to the front line. I mean, by the time you've built all of those, I won't even need them, but we might as well. Witherboard is going to build a militia garrison. I don't really need that now, actually. And then get me a master builder's hall. Moving on, Enethauer. It's all about money in the middle tiers. What's the elven population? 47. Let's get one of those as well. I want a market. Yep. Austin Guile. You can go vineyard. You can go artist studio, definitely. Oh dear, get the artist studio first. Oh, public fountains are good. That'll make people like us. We don't really need you to like us. The governor's gotten everyone pretty much wrapped up, actually. Oh, we got a Brawler's Pit, which can't do anything. Get rid of that. Erun Tholen. What's your culture? 45. So we'll go for the studio. And you can get a quite high blacksmith, actually. Just go for those 3. Eminufuin, again, artist studio. We don't have nearly enough artist studios dotted around the world. You've got a Hall of Music giving you enough of more free upkeep. I don't need you to train your units to the front line, so just train and keep them there for now. And then why don't you go military as well? You are a castle. Thranduil's Halls is building. Runen, give us that one. Public, and then again, just get out the military buildings. We'll win the campaign, I expect, long before any of these become of any use, but we might as well get them built. Why not? You're going stables, then you're going Valley and Council Hall. You can get a fairground. Let's try and turn you to money because we don't want to be fighting in Mordor. So this southern area is less important about what forces you can bring to the table. Gadas Galadon is building. Draichan. Draikhan is almost as complete as it can be, isn't it? Stables, barracks, ranges, all as high as they can go. Siege just got the catapult. Why can't we get the catapult? Probably because we don't have one of those two. So get those two going. You've got more than enough elven culture. You don't really need the public baths, but we've got the money. Chuck it on. And Upper Danes Halls is building. Akhnodiorn has nothing to build and is going to be, unfortunately, a village for the rest of this game. Great art gallery, definitely in Dol Guldur. Get that elven culture growing. And then I think Dol Guldur as well has the highest tier of our... the stables, yet, barracks, and the ranges. So the stables, we would be able to get our best unit here. The Arthurocon, and a fantastic cavalry unit. But alas, they require a very high culture, and we're only at 12%, so it's not going to be happening anytime soon. And then we're back to Torfalin, so there we are. Everything's now building something. Which is good, because I believe we'll end the turn now. We do need to take back Dor Norhak, though. Just because I don't want Mordor to have that much room. We've got a spy down here. Where are our spies? You're in the High Pass. Yo, there you go. I don't need you down there. Right, you come up to Dantalad then. And I don't need you on the gate either. You, there you go.
Yes, my lord.
If you could come down to this one, which is currently held by Dorwinian. So you go and check out that.
Tomorrow's journey, my lord.
Castian, go and look at that one. You're going to go up to that one. And then is that all of my spies? Oh no, we've got another one near the realm of Erebor. Ah, yeah, no, you're not really. I don't need you all the way up there. I'd like you to go to Dor Norhak, but you're never going to get there in time. Both Andy and how many turns is that? A few. But we'll send him down, that'll work. I was going to talk about something else as well today, and I just cannot remember for the life of me what it was, what it is. I'm sure that there was something else. I thought, oh yeah, no, I can mention that. I can discuss that. But no, it's completely gone. It's completely gone. I don't know what it is. It'll come back to me. I'm sure it'll come back to me. I think maybe it just was the vote thing. Oh, Gandalf, you're standing on your staff, man. Come on. I have a little model Gandalf here, but unfortunately, some years ago, the staff broke off, taking his hand with it. Actually, it's a little bit of a morbid piece to a handless Gandalf, and the staff just stands at his feet now with his hand still gripping it. Oh yeah, go on. Take a Bladesmith Guild. Khan Dum is under siege. All thank flourishes. Mission failed. Talk to Rune. And Lim here built us stables. Nice to see. Now, Gundabad, are you going to come for me? Or are you going to let me regroup?
Swiftly.
Looks like they're going to let me regroup, doesn't it? We'll happily regroup. Happily, happily, happily. Now, I wouldn't say no to those archers. Oh, and I'd love some sentinels, but they take 3 turns. So, queue them up and I'll take what I want from your army now.
My lord. Yes, my lord.
There we are. That'll give us a nice little formidable army, I think. And we've already got the archers, so it is really just the melee forces that we need, and they're all on their way up. And unfortunately, I think that's about it. This is going to be an episode of ending turn in preparation for the final assault on Gundabad. And indeed, obviously, they'll be ready to go in a moment, so preparation for the return to Mordor. Oh, yes, look, they're fully recovered. Oh, the Gate Guard aren't, disappointingly. 8 turns till their next phase. That's miles away. What's going on there? We haven't even got a leather worker here either. That's not very good, is it? Yeah, those are the only 2 that won't be fully trained. Everything else will be good to go. Oh well. We will send that whole army out. We'll go and hit Dor Norhak when that's ready. So it would seem that much is going to happen in 2 or 3 turns or so.
For the light.
Oh, we got. Yeah, you're going to Dor Guldur. Keep on your way. Did I just end the turn? Yes, I did. Keep running south. You're definitely going to get. You're going to bump into things non-stop on your way south. I'm not bothered about not owning Brown Boat, but I would quite like to take Dor Lingvar if I'm honest. And at the moment, the only way we're going to get that is by buying it. Akhnodiorn, do you actually need a general? Does he get free upkeep? Probably, but we're not bothered about free upkeep, are we, actually? Oh, look, we've got 4 generals here. My glad, you go to there. Oh, there we go, so it likes us enough.
Like the wind.
We'll run him up there, and then we'll try and buy Dor Lingvar. Another great advantage of this new microphone is my mute button finally works on a first press again. Something that has always separated the blue microphone, particularly the Yeti and then now the Yeti X. Something that they have that I've not found on many other good like USB type microphones is that it has a mute button on it. And that's such a useful feature. Because otherwise, like I cough every now and then through these. It's normal. I'm talking for 30 straight minutes on average. And that's a lot for my voice and my throat to take. And so every now and then I need to cough. And if I didn't have a mute button on the mic, the option is just to force you all to listen to me cough. Or every single video I'd have to put it through editing just to remove
My lord.
2 seconds of me
As you
coughing at some point. Which is just not worth it, man. It's just not worth anyone's time.
My lord.
So, but having the mute button is a dream. Absolute dream.
Approaching.
Right, given that we don't really need to know about Dantelad and its door Norhack, that's more important, I'm going to send him up there now. Oh, that's interesting to learn. Mordor actually aren't bothered with me, so we really do need to get back involved as quickly as possible. I'm going to leave behind both of those because they can't be fully retrained, and we're taking the rest.
Like the wind.
I'm taking all of the generals because one of them's going to stay in Dor Norhack. We're going to go back and hit that. Let's just double check that's still held by Dorwinion on our way through. Sadly, Mordor are focusing their attention on Dorwinion, and Rune have taken Dorthalu, so we do need to get involved out here.
Scout the area. We will need that.
I thought I built a watchtower over there in earlier days when we'd taken Amanlank before, but I think I'm merging different game modes in my mind.
Onward.
You go with him, actually, and be a governor in Dorlingvar, and assist with the governance of Dorlingvar, rather.
Elven warriors. Swiftly.
Right, you and you and you and you are all coming out. You four are all going in. To be honest, you and you are coming out as well. There's no point getting these guys killed for no reason. So the units that could be retrained go home.
Form up. My lord.
And just wait it out there, because Gundabad are coming with a lot of... They are not done and dusted yet. Oh, we're up at 4% culture. Nice. Build your army barracks first. I mean, why? We can't use it yet. Build the art gallery first. Save the military building for a later time. I think we're going to be attacked by Gundabad again, sadly. New Fuin got its artist studio. Tholum got its artist studio. Check another one in. What the hey? Karas Galathon got a forest stables. And the first Arthericon can join us. Fantastic news. Archery range and guard barracks are going up. Then we've got shipwright. That's all very nice over there. Take the rest of the cav with you as well. Let's train a little cav army. We've already got 2 cavalry units there, so we can go and do a sort of harassing... We can go and harass Mordor. Nice. Bum, and then the turn. I have really liked this Woodland campaign though, and I am really pleased with the merging. Granted, the way that the merging works definitely needs fleshing out, absolutely, but I think the core concept of merging both the Woodland realm and Lothlorien into one Woodland mega nation is really good. And I like that a lot, because then you're also Lorien, and then you and Lorien vie for the same regions. You fight the same enemies. And when your nations are so closely connected and intertwined, it just feels a little annoying rather than helpful. Whereas with Dale, I don't mind that Dale and I are vying for the same regions, because we're different political entities. We're elves of the Woodland realm, and they are men of Dale. Like, we would vie for the same sort of stuff. We'd have a begrudging alliance. But ultimately, we both want to expand, we both want to succeed, we both want to gain more stuff. So it is natural that we would vie for the same things, and I'd be disappointed when they took regions that I'm going for. Oh no. Oh no. Dale, what are you doing? Oh no. From a purely in-game lore perspective, I'd love to side with Dorwinion, because Dorwinion has helped me against Mordor. But from a practical point of view, if we should really side with Dale. No, I'm going to side with Dorwinion. One of our allies has forced a decision. We can only remain allies with one of these two peoples. We prefer it were the aggressor. No. I would prefer it were the Vale of Dorwinion. I'm going to stand by Dorwinion's shoulders. And if war with Dale then comes for our remaining provinces to achieve victory, then so bloody be it. This is where we will grow into our own and finally enact vengeance on Dale for the taking and seizing the unlawful seizure of Dol Guldur. Oh, but dear, oh dear, Dorwinion are right up against it. Mordor have penetrated deep into Dorwinion, completely ignoring me, interestingly. Dorwinion really needs our help.
Sire, like the wind. We will need that one.
We will need that one.
Ready, elves?
Right, move in, because then on the next turn you can go. We'll buy Dorlingvar. Where is our diplomat? Let's get him ready. Have we got a higher one? The old Rune Road. Dale anywhere near there? No. I mean, I can just cheat move diplomats. That's what I always tend to do. We'll move that one. Adrian. Adrian, you're going to go up to the very belly of the beast. Show cursor stat. Move character. Adrian. 343. Bish bash bosh.
Yes, my lord.
Dale, of course, remember, holds Erebor because Erebor lost it to an invasion and then Dale took it back before Erebor could get in there and claim it. So, they hold it, which is very disappointing. Gundabad are preparing their assault. Will they attack us on this turn? I hope so, because I'd like to do another battle. I've got plenty of time today, so I can make up for the days when I don't have time. So come on, Gundabad, get me with your best shot. We will happily meet you before the walls of Daneshalls once again. Let's see if they've got the stones for it. If they are man enough. My gut instinct would be no. Oh dear, the temperature is rising again. Today was such a nicer day because it rained all evening yesterday and it rained through the night. And so we woke up this morning to a much cooler day, but as the day's worn on, the heat is rising and rising and rising and rising. I'm recording this at lunchtime, so it is currently 1:30 in the afternoon. I've enjoyed my lunch and I'm now recording this in the hour that I get before I go back to work. But it's already warm. It's already bloody warm. Right, anyway, this is what's hitting us. This time, fortunately, they've only got one siege unit, so we haven't got to wait for hours and hours and hours. And otherwise, though, it's a fairly trashy army. Did I just save it? I did, didn't I? I always forget that. I'm going to do the same thing as we did last time. Create a death zone, a kill zone inside the city, behind the gate, and allow the enemy to come in, and then just rain hailfire upon them. We will try and get some people out on the walls, though, first of all. Oh, and in fact, some of our units are starting on the walls. Where I am this time going to let you stay. Oh, it's Legolas. And Aratherith. Legolas and Thranduil have both started outside. That's interesting. I don't think Legolas and Thranduil want to start outside. That's not a good spot for them. No, we don't. The generals should, actually. Legolas definitely shouldn't. He's much better indoors. But the generals are probably quite a good idea to start out here, actually. Because they don't die very easily to enemy return fire. And they have so many arrows that by the time that we need to move them indoors, they'll probably still have arrows left. So if we leave Thranduil on that side and Celeborn on that side, and probably just call it a day there, actually. Yeah, we can't move them properly just yet. And then that one's on the wall, but the rest are all indoors. Yeah. So stand there. Oh, I can actually get everyone ready. We might as well, mightn't we? So what we're going to go with this time is... Come on, play ball. Spear unit there. We don't want to leave... This time we're not going to leave a big gap like we do on bridge battles. Oh, actually, put that one on this side. Come on, you know you want to go over here. There you go. And then put the javelin troop at the back. We want to leave little gaps so that the archers can fire through. So we're going for the Warhammer style gap approach. If you're unfamiliar with that, if you've never played Warhammer, in Warhammer it's very, very, very common to, instead of have a full line of melee forces, you always leave gaps for your troops to fight through. Now the primary reason for that is because Warhammer has a lot of gun units instead of raw archer units, and gun units cannot do arcing shots. So they are useless if they are put behind your line. So you have to make gaps in your melee line to accommodate your archers. To accommodate your gunmen. And that's why... and the only reason I say it's a Warhammer thing is because I didn't really play Empire or Fall of the Shogun very much, so I didn't really get it from those. And in Empire, you don't really have melee forces, do you? It's almost all muskets and whatnot. And Empire is the closest we've come to a sort of proper gun-based game until Warhammer, where almost every single faction in Warhammer has a gun unit, so that it's very common to see them spread out like that. I think I will leave that one out there. Did I place you? Yes, you're the ones that I've put over there. That's probably not the best place for you, but anyway, it'll be alright. Right, and then I'm going to group all of you so that I can tell you to fire at will when the time is right. Everyone else is ready? Let's start this thing off then. So, Celeborn, get down to the end there. The archers that are with you, spread yourselves out even thinner from where you are. Yeah, there you go. Sprint if you wouldn't mind. And Thranduil, you're going to have the run of this side. Now, they might try and shoot you, actually. Now that I think about it. The siege will probably try and shoot at us. Yes, they do immediately. And are they trying to hit Thranduil? There he is. He's the only blonde-haired fellow, and amongst all of the others. Oh, that's very disappointing. Kill the Ballister crew. Shut them down. Caliborn, you're firing as well, aren't you? Yes, you are. Nice to see. Doesn't really matter who you shoot at, to be honest. Just get some arrows off. Oh, you have one person firing. That's absolutely useless. Thanks for that. There's Black Shield Warriors then. Elves. I want to kill the Ballister crew because they will stand out here till the end of the game, and that's just so annoying. So if we can get them killed off, we've got more than enough arrows inside that we don't need to worry about Thranduil and Celeborn being indoors. So if we're, and we've still got loads of arrows left. We're closing in on the end of these guys now, but we will run those archers inside, I think, because they aren't really doing anything now. But Celeborn and Thranduil, keep killing off the Ballister crew. Keep them check. The towers are shooting at them as well, aren't they? I think the towers are also helping. Ah, we're down to the last few now. They can only fire 2 machines now, and there's only 2 of them left, which means they can't do anything. And there's one fella left, and he's dead. Some Black Shield Warriors in the middle there. Don't know what they're up to, so now we'll make them pay for their indecision. Oh, I've just coughed anyway. I just went into a big spiel about being able to pause it so I can cough and cough into the microphone. You know why you've come to watch Attica Girl and everything, and it's absolutely for the professionalism with which every episode is created. Have you brought a battering ram with you this time, chaps? Yeah, Pale Uruk's leading the way with the battering ram. They've brought their whole army up, which is nice. We won't have to wait for days.
The enemy are battering down our gates.
Look at this. I love this settlement so much. I could fight here for just endlessly. Archers, prepare yourselves. You are now free to fire at will. As soon as that gate falls...
The enemy's ram has breached the gates!
Oh, Legolas firing through the gate straight away. As soon as the gate falls, they are peppered with Silverthorn arrows. It's wonderful.
To our defense, or all will be lost.
Go on, give us a blast right down the middle of the gate. Legolas is just like such a handy and very, very, very useful mobile Ballister unit, basically. How many of you are still on the wall? What is going on here? Ah, you morons. Try and run to the left for me, please. Right, archers, keep hitting everything, keep killing everything. Hit it all, hit it all. Right, we're running over there. Try and get out of off the walls, if you would. The javelins have thrown theirs. What are we on in terms of stats? 28% of the enemy has died. Oh, look, they're trying to shoot us. Oh, that's interesting. And the scouts are standing right in the middle, so if we can get our archers to target...
We will only half the enemy force remains.
You just love it when they all fire as one, and then all you see are all these just spouts of blood just popping up all over the place. The enemy gets annihilated under the weight of their fire. And as long as Legolas is hitting straight down the middle where he can hit more than one person at once, it all works out nicely. Right, chaps, get involved. We've got them pinned. We've got them pretty much banged to rights. So let's do something that we don't normally do, which is get our generals involved. Did they kill everything outside? Oh no, we're going to have to fight that Black Shield Warband. Archers, you can fire whatever you like now. Don't feel like you're pinned into shooting the archers. But do shoot at something. I mean, don't just let them do nothing. Yeah, there we are. They're dying. Orc fighters over here. Hit the orc fighters. There's Celeborn. Thranduil's just burst onto the scene. Celeborn has as well. He doesn't want to do what he's told.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Oh, he's up against the Mountain Guard. Oh, nice matchup. So we've got Tuar Rainior, the generic bodyguard of the Woodland Realm, versus the Mountain Guard, the generic bodyguard of Gundabad. We have 35, they have 30. We are assisted by some Woodland spearmen on the side there, who have come along just to act as fodder, as they often do. We still have 35, and they still have 30, so it's going to be a bit of a close one. Let's see what we're up against. 15 attack, 10 charge. The charge doesn't matter, though. That's done and dusted. 26 total defense, of which 12 is armor and 14 is defense skill. But as we're in melee, both of those are going to be involved, so it is 26. Versus our Tawar Rainur with a melee attack of 14, so it is one less, and a 27 defense, so one more. So that's an interesting matchup, actually. One of the key differences, though, is that they are two-handed swords, and we are one-handed sword with no shield. And so it's a bit of an interesting test to see if the animation of the one-handed versus the two-handed sword makes any difference. We should really, to make this a bit more of a fairer test, pull the spearman out. Now, we do have 5 more than them, of course. They're down to 26, we're still on 35. 25 of them now. We've still yet to lose one. Oh, there we go. We just lost one, but they've already lost 9 of theirs. We are going to win by numbers alone. We're so evenly matched that the fact that we have 5 more people makes most of the difference, to be honest. But yeah, no, it's over for them, sadly. Suggesting then that either the numbers advantage was too great and that actually we were able to use our numbers to our advantage, or that the one-handed sword animation is superior to the two-handed sword animation. We ended up losing 6. They lost their entire 30. And I don't think the 18 of those... But then, of course, our Celeborn hadn't been in battle, so all of his hit points were still standing. They had no risk. They'd not been fighting yet. Whereas the others, of course, had been fighting so far. So it's not a completely fair test. But it was interesting to see how that they did die that quickly, despite us having almost identical stats. And now the general is the only thing left in the whole army. Let's call Thranduil over to end it. Here they come. Thranduil's an absolute monster of a unit, which is in no doubt as to who would win in those fights. Sideswiping the general, heavy two-handed armor-piercing axes. And he's trying to run. He's trying to run. But he's got to get through all of that.
Our men have slain the
And he goes down very quickly.
is utterly vanquished.
Glory!
Let all who remember this day remember it as the day of our
Oh, look, that one is Celeborn.
victory.
Oh, that's interesting. 240 for 1,997. That's a better matchup. Oh, God, Legolas. Jesus. Save some for the rest of us, man. Christ. 817 were killed by Legolas. If you can completely put Legolas in the ideal scenario, he really is a monster. An absolute monster. But you've got to get him into those situations to make him work. He's terrible, really. I mean, you can use him if you want to kill off one very elite unit, and he will do it. But it's a huge waste of his talents. Put him up against mobs of low-tier units, and he will just clean the field with them.
They will not see us in the forest.
Absolutely fantastic in that. And that battle map is just so favourable to us. They got a few kills off us, obviously, with the siege, but only against generals' units who then replenish. We've then got a full complement of reinforcements coming.
Warriors, swiftly.
I think we're ready to now take the fight out to them and hit Gundabad out on the field. Let's just do all of our movements, and then that will end the episode. Of course, remember, I'm not at war. Oh, hello, Dale. What is going on here?
By the light of Elbereth.
If you're getting in against Mordor, then I'm happy to not go to war with you, but I'm just really disappointed that you decided that Dorwinion should face your wrath. We don't really need that spy over there now, do we? Why don't you toggle down there?
Sire,
I don't have any siege, so I can't get involved, and we're not allied with them anyway, so we wouldn't even help. Oh, it's got Lagaran inside there, actually, so Dale won't win that.
come, my brothers.
Yeah, we'll just stand by.
here, elves.
We'll just wait for Dale to die, and then we'll move in and take it. Oh, you guys retrained.
My lord,
Get yourselves over into the main army. Have you got room for them? Yes, you have. No doubt about it. Oh, and then try and take some siege, actually, if we can. Yeah, nice.
Elves.
We're at the point where we could buy Dornorhack. Why not? Let's just do that.
Your orders. What is it you wish to
Map
discuss?
information. Make offer. Make a demand. Give region Dorlingva. And make offer. I will pay you 20,000 gold coins. No, that's way too much. 10,000 gold coins, maybe? Very demanding. Alright, what about I'm not all that bothered about taking Dorlingvar, but what about that then? Oh, they liked that one, even though it was demanding.
This seems an honor and a pleasure.
Perfect.
Farewell.
And the forest unites.
Follow me.
Oh, but then he's blocked us. Oh, does anyone mind if I just cheat move him to the other side? Because that wouldn't really happen, would it? We'd just walk through the forest where the elves are crying out loud. So I'm just going to move him. I've coughed again. Now all you're going to hear is the coughs. Disappointing. Meriliron, 330, 336. Off your plod. Perfect.
Sire.
And sit in there for me. Brilliant. Welcome to your new home. First of all, definitely get an artist studio up. We've got an army barracks already. We've got a royal hall up already. Grog hut's been built. We don't use that. Let's get rid of that. Mason's guild house is up. The stables is up. There's a higher tier than we'd ever get, but we can't use it, of course. You only get the Arthuricon in the 3 elven cities. Amunlank. Thranduil's Halls. And Karos Galador. Yeah, it likes us seemingly enough. Perfect, and we've united the forest. Oh, and that's just given us another region as well, actually. Which is good. Hopefully we'll get Dor Norhak. That's our 16th region. We should then also get at least the 3 from Gundabad, which will give us 19, meaning we only need 1 more, really. So we'll see where we get to. We could try and buy this one, but Leothalt has been held by the Anduin since the start of the game, so I don't really consider it part of the forest, but it would be nice to own all the forest regions, wouldn't it? But anyway, for now, that is going to end the episode. So thank you very much for enduring today's episode, my rambling and babbling about nonsense at the start, and for most of it. I hope you've enjoyed it nevertheless, and until we speak again, dear friends, the next continuation of this campaign will be on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock in the morning BST, and it'll be a live stream, so do feel free to join and tune in for that if you'd like. We can discuss the Euros up to that point, because of course England will have had their second game by then, and we will know whether or not we are guaranteed through, which we probably already are anyway, given that we won the first one, and we can discuss that. But otherwise, have a wonderful couple of days, and I will see you on Saturday if you tune in for that, and if not, I'll see you at some point over the coming days with whatever video you choose. But until then, Navar Naden Permad Melunin, and farewell.